All right, thanks everybody for joining this FP webinar on on-premise SharePoint support. My name is Joe Bohack, the Director of Customer Support.
And I'm Mike Berry. I'm a client advisor at Fpweb.net.
So a couple things we just want to go through first real quick. For housekeeping, you can submit questions at any time throughout this presentation, and we will get to those and answer them at the end. Now, I will say that if there's a lot of questions here and we actually don't get to yours on air, we will have our marketing and sales people reach out to you directly and make sure we answer those questions that you're asking. And also, one participant today will randomly be chosen to win a $50 Amazon gift card at the end of our session. So, let's get started.
Sounds good. So why is there a need for on-premises management? Some people are unable to move to the cloud because of security reasons. We all know that security is a very hot topic right now. It makes complete sense that you would need to stay on-premise because of certain data you are storing. Another reason would be a company is tired of losing their SharePoint talent. We know there are a lot of headhunters out there looking for the best and brightest talent, and some companies cannot afford to hold on to the SharePoint admins they have. Or it could possibly that your internal SharePoint support is too slow. Your internal help desk may be supporting multiple platforms, which is probably the case with most companies, just because we know that SharePoint isn't used as the only platform for them.
Yeah, I just want to jump in there, Mike, and say we're not saying that your support isn't any good as much as it is, like you said, Mike, that there could be help desk support for your desktop, for your infrastructure, for many things. So it could be a lot of different things that are happening that are going to make it hard for your support staff to actually focus on, say, a specific tool or platform like SharePoint. But that's where an MSP could come in and actually focus on that and be that one thing that's what their focus is.
Exactly. Another big reason for on-premises management would be to give your company time to concentrate on your core business. Let your admin develop your environment. Let someone else worry about all the headaches. Admins get pulled in many different directions throughout the day. Mainly end-user help desk related items cause their projects to back up and get behind. An MSP can take that burden off of your admin so they can focus on those projects that will ultimately improve your business.
That's right. So let's talk about navigating the three main deployment scenarios people have for how they do their SharePoint environment. Some companies are doing just straight on-premises, like you talked about, Mike, where everything from your firewalls to your servers are all right there in-house. Some people are actually using a hybrid of both cloud-based and on-premises. Say, have your on-premises running on site, and then also replicating your disaster recovery out to the cloud somewhere, so you have a backup or a warm failover in case of an emergency. Also, another place we see this happening is people do an intranet on-premises, but their extranet or their public-facing websites are actually out in the cloud. So that's actually one of the things that we wanted to actually give a quick poll on, and we'll do that here in a little bit. We're just going to ask you that question, what exactly are you doing today? Are you on-premises, cloud, or a hybrid? So I'll turn it back over to you.
Thanks, Joe. Some business benefits of managed maintenance and support. Can supplement your on-premises investment. Many companies only think about the upfront costs of an on-premises solution. They don't initially consider what it takes to maintain that spend and solution. MSPs can take that load and continuously monitor your environment and proactively address any issues on the fly. It adds value to your business in terms of capability and capacity.
That's true. Actually, controlling capital costs and reducing labor costs is a key thing too with an MSP. So on-premises environments do take a lot to maintain, but does it take full-time employees and staff to actually take care of that? And that's what you want them to focus on only. For far less than the cost of an FTE, a managed service provider can actually maintain the environment. for the company and allow your current employees to actually push towards more core business needs and actually projects and things of that nature that are going to move the needle forward. Also, cost efficiency and staffing, like we just talked about. Many admin focus on certain aspects of IT. To properly maintain an environment, you need to have a hardware person, a software person, SharePoint admins, SQL DBAs, backup person, etc. Most MSPs have a team of admins that can support all of the above, and the solution is much more cost effective. Not all of those staff needs are required for 8 hours a day, so why actually invest in it that way when you can actually use your employees to, like I said, work on moving the needle forward.
Right, exactly, Joe, to focus on your core business. You can also start new projects quickly, having an MSP. Having a solid relationship with an MSP is key. This company is essentially part of your team. If a project comes up, you have a partner you can reach out to who already has the knowledge of and access to your environment. There's no time wasted onboarding a company and having them come in and learn the environment from scratch. Your MSP should already know your environment just as well as your SharePoint admin or your internal IT team.
Right. Also, let's go over some features that you can see with managed services. I know one comes to mind, patching. Having your MSP can set up on-premises environments to automatically apply critical and security patches at any given time that works for the customer. Actually, also, application patches can be applied by your MSP when the customer is ready for it. Many of the public cloud providers force those updates when you're not ready, so you end up having some changes made to custom environments before you're actually able to take control and make sure that everything's okay before you do that sort of thing. Also, backups, running backups to secure your data. You can run them in-house through software your MSP can provide, or work to negotiate on tools that you think would be the best to use. And you can store it off-site, you can store it on-site, you can store it in the cloud. There's all kinds of different things you can do there with backups. Also, monitoring. Monitoring is key. This will help you actually watch over the state of the site, state of the server, and making sure everything's running right. That's a big thing too. And you can actually incorporate dashboards for your monitoring. So you can actually have like an entire dashboard that shows you your CPU usage, your RAM usage, your storage that's left, and all your drives and all your servers, site up and down, uptime for all your servers. All of these things are really key, just so you know exactly what's happening in your current state of affairs on your farm.
Well, that's a great point, Joe. To add to that, upgrades are another thing your MSP can really help with. Adding resources, adding servers to your environment, anything like that. Also advising on your farm architecture. Your MSP provider should be experts in building out a SharePoint farm and knowing how to maintain it, and making sure that one specific server or piece of that environment doesn't become a resource hog and slow down your environment. Customer account portal is another great piece that MSPs utilize. It allows that client to be able to log in and contact a client advisor like myself directly, or put in tickets with a support team to make sure their issues can be researched and resolved as quickly as possible. Another big piece for MSPs are migrations. There are definitely SharePoint admins that work on-premises farms that understand how to perform migrations, but MSPs have typically migrated hundreds to thousands of different environments of all shapes and sizes. They'll have third-party tool knowledge to help you skip platforms if you're behind, and then also they know how to do the manual migrations of detach, reattach methods.
That's very true. Also, when you talk about different things that the MSP can give you, one big thing is system health alerts, and we just talked about that before when I was talking about the monitoring and dashboards. System health alerts are great. That's actually setting up emails to send you anything you can think of, from, say, 10% left on my C drive. Make sure I send out an email to my team so everybody knows that. So you can actually address things proactively to CPU usage, RAM usage, too high of a threshold for over an hour. And actually, you can use those system health alerts to actually kind of trend and see what's going on, see if there's things that you can actually proactively fix before you're going down the road of trying to fix something in a break-fix scenario. Also, quarterly health checks are really big. That's where you would get with your client advisor within the MSP, like a Mike here and his team, and actually sit down and talk about what does today look like for you, what does next quarter look like for you and your business. Look at 2016 as a whole, look at 2017 as a whole, and see what you're doing as far as, are you onboarding more users? Are you wanting to add new third-party software? All those kind of things. It's good to have that plan in place well before it's time to actually implement. Everybody knows a plan is the first place to start with success, right? So that's a big thing. And also on here we have VPN connectivity. So the VPN connectivity is secure, and it's secure and it's required for some of these services that we've been talking about. Secured site-to-site tunnel will allow your MSP to automate the patching, to set up monitoring and alerts, and perform system health checks like we just talked about. All of that's secure through a VPN connection. So, what does day-to-day support look like? Well, 24/7 help desk is a big thing. These are, for lack of a better term, those troublesome issues that your admins are facing. They could be looking to focus on a project that they're working on to drive the business forward, but all of a sudden a user gets locked out of SharePoint or needs some new password reset or new permissions. Search could stop working for some reason, and there's things that your admin have to stop what they're doing and actually start working on that. Those kind of break-fix things, or headaches, if you will, need to actually go somewhere else. You need your admin to be actually focusing, like I said before, on pushing that needle forward. So that's where the MSP can really come in and help with those troublesome issues and take them off the plate of your admin.
That's true, Joe. And continuing on with day-to-day support, at the administrative level, your MSP would be able to handle adding servers to your farm, sub-site creation, exporting lists or libraries, again, handling migrations like we had mentioned earlier, application installation, etc. Development, that's also a piece that your MSP can handle. Not all administrators are developers, and not all developers are administrators. Many companies need both, but they either can't afford both or don't need both to be full-time employees, which makes complete sense. But your MSPs are fully staffed to accommodate all aspects of IT at all times. And then security, that's another big piece. As we talked about earlier, everyone is concerned with security now. Your MSP would be able to help do some firewall policy design for you, TLS version patching, DLP or data loss prevention, advanced malware protection, encrypted data storage, etc. So, what should your solution for on-premises management be? Why not Fpweb.net? We've been hosting and managing SharePoint since 1999, and we've seen it all, and you can trust me there. We have a couple different ways you can add Fpweb to your team as a managed services provider. We offer a subscription model that covers everything that we mentioned, including help desk, admin, development, and security. And we also offer what we call our banks of hours, which could be either just small task-based or full project-based. Your banks of hours never expire, and they can be used whenever you'd wish by submitting a ticket with our support team or outlining a project with our project management team and your client advisor. So for more information, please contact us at fpweb.net/admin-support or sales@fpweb.net. And then we also have our company number on there at 866-780-4678.
All right, thank you, Mike. Let's take a look at our questions. See if we have any things that are coming in. All right, let's start with this. It was a question regarding can you provide support for a hybrid environment, so both on-premises and somewhere in the cloud. Mike, I guess I'll give that to you.
Yeah, actually we can. We can provide managed services for your on-premise environment as well as your environment if it's hosted elsewhere. Our engineers would be able to get access to that after a brief conversation with your admin. So we have another one here. What is your geographical reach with regards to support? We actually have clients all over the country as well as all over the world. We support clients anywhere, really, and that's for hosting and for managed services. So it really doesn't matter where you live or where your data lives. We'll be able to help you in any fashion.
Okay. I see one here for, can you provide support for project server? Yes, I do believe anything that's falling within the Microsoft stack, we can definitely get in there and help with that. So
Right.
that is something that we can definitely do. Another question here is, can you support an on-prem environment you haven't configured yourselves? And that answer is actually yes. In a lot of our customers that have come to us have already built pre-existing farms and just need some help running it. So they'll come to us and help us through that. So, or what we do is we obviously we meet with you, we learn exactly what you have for an environment, and then move on to supporting it in a way that works best for you.
So we have another one
question.
here.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Do you provide support for migrating on-prem environments to SPO, which I believe is a reference to SharePoint Online? And yes, we can do that as well. We have a blend of third-party migration tools we would use to accomplish that.
Are you also supporting MOS 2007 farms? Yeah, we actually can support just about any platform. I think as far back as WSS 3.0, I think is still alive and well out there in the world. So 2007 farms, as far as being able to help you with it, yeah, absolutely, and actually can help you with migrating it to a newer version if you'd like. So that's another thing.
Yep.
About development, do you guys give support for SharePoint Designer workflow projects? I would think yes, absolutely. We do actually help out with anything in that realm. We'll definitely get with you and sit down and figure out what's going on. That's where our client advisors and our project management team are really helpful, because they sit down with you and we kind of go over exactly what it is before we launch support with you, so we can find out exactly what's going on.
Right, right. Next one looks like, will you help resolve issues with third-party tools? Yes, we do have extensive experience with third-party tools as well. For example, Bamboo, Nintex. We can help dive into issues with any of those also.
All right. Just taking a look at the questions here. Looks like another question there was, what are some of the some of the third-party applications that we could support? And just kind of said that there. Bamboo's familiar to us, Nintex, workflows and whatnot. So I think it would come down to sitting down with you and actually sitting with our client advisor and finding out what do you have, and then we can work with you through that.
And then the next one that popped up kind of extends onto that. K2, oh yeah, we can support K2 as well. We have experience with Nintex and K2, so there won't be an issue there. All right, and it looks like that's about all the time we have for today. Again, we will take down some of these questions that we didn't get to and make sure that you get answers provided to you or any other information that you're looking for.
And we do have another order of business.
Well, don't forget to save the date for our next FP webinar, Top Business Problems Solved by SharePoint 2016. That's going to be June 28th at 1 p.m. Central, so make sure you get that on your calendar.
All right, we have one last thing here, which is the drawing for the $50 Amazon gift card. It looks like we're going to go to the name out of the pad here. We have Ray Gearing. I hope I'm saying that right. I believe I am. So, Ray, we will be in contact with you. Congratulations on the Amazon gift card.
All right. All right. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. Hopefully you found this informative, and we look forward to hearing from you and seeing you on the next webinar. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.